What's up, guys? Today is the start of chapter 20, resistance training concepts. It is 3:53 right now, 8 pages. And yeah, I woke up today at like 2:30 again. I fucked up. My sleep schedule's absolutely fucked. Spent my first hour of being awake applying to emails about jobs. Some guy hit me up about a job at Vasa, so he wanted to schedule an interview for next week. So I have 2 interviews coming up and then another job offer from something that wasn't a gym because I was looking for jobs, so I was just applying literally everywhere. So I have another job offer. I basically have the job, but I don't think I want to work there as a backup just in case Vasa or Formula Fitness Club don't work out. So chapter 20 right now, this looks like an important chapter. It is by far one of the longest, it looks like one of the longest chapters. 14 lessons, including the summary. That is a lot of lessons. I'm usually used to like less than 10. So having 13 lessons sounds like it's pretty important, so I'm going to read everything, do some notes, flashcards, and it's 3:55 right now, so hopefully lesson 1 takes me about an hour. So I'll see you guys hopefully 5 or 4:55. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I'll see you. All right, chapter 20 lesson 1 is done. 5:13 right now, only 2 questions. Here we go. Which term refers to the way in which the body responds and adapts to stress? General adaptation syndrome. Match each term with the correct description. Refers to the speed of contraction in exercise selection. I'm going to say neuromuscular specificity. Refers to the way a movement's placed on the body. Mechanical specificity. Refers to energy demands placed on the body. Metabolic specificity. Alright, chapter 20, lesson 2. Progressive adaptations from resistance training. 5:15 right now. 3 pages. Should probably take me like 30 minutes. I'll see you guys at 5:45. I'll be back. Alright guys, chapter 20, lesson 2 is done. It is 5:32. Only 2 questions. Here we go. Match each term with the correct description. The enlargement of skeletal muscle fibers. Hypertrophy. The ability of the neuromuscular system to produce internal tension to overcome an external load. Muscular strength. The ability to produce and maintain force production for prolonged periods of time. Muscular endurance. The ability of muscles to exert maximal force output in a minimal amount of time. Rate of force production. Represented by the equation force times velocity or work divided by time. Muscular power. Which term refers to the motor neuron and all the muscle fibers it innervates? Myofibril. What? Alright, chapter 20, lesson 3, introduction to acute variables. It is 5:36 right now, only 6 pages. Should take me like 30 minutes. So I'm going to finish this lesson and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, chapter 20, lesson 3 is done. 5:47, 3 questions. Here we go. Why are acute variables an important part of exercise programming? I think they specify how each exercise is to be performed, which can help achieve goals. Match each term with the correct description. A group of consecutive repetitions. Set. The speed at which each repetition is performed. Repetition tempo. One complete movement of an exercise. Repetition. An individual's level of effort compared to their maximal effort. Training intensity. What is calculated by totaling the number of repetitions performed in a set during a training session then multiplied by the resistance used? Training volume. Alright, chapter 20, lesson 4, resistance training systems. 5:50. 8 pages. I'll be done in another 30 minutes, so I'll see you guys at like 6:20. Alright guys, chapter 20, lesson 4 is done. I fucked up. So it is not 6:30 right now. It's 8:22. When I said that I was gonna start lesson 4, I didn't. I left. I went to go take my mom for a ride, and then I got something to eat, and then I ate, and then I laid down for a little bit, and now it's 8 o'clock. So then I started reading the chapter, so it took me like 20 minutes. So now hopefully we finish by like 12 o'clock. Yeah, I secured an interview at Vasa. I got an in-person interview at Vasa. Let's just finish this chapter, get it over with, so I can lay down because that meal made me tired. So here we go. Match each type of resistance training system with the correct definition. Performing 4 or more exercises in succession with as little rest as possible between sets. A giant set system. Performing a set to failure, then removing a small percentage of the load and continuing with the set. Drop set. increasing or decreasing weight with each set. Pyramid. Training different body parts on separate days. Split. Performing 2 exercises in rapid succession with minimal rest. Superset. A variation of circuit training that alternates upper and lower body exercises throughout the set. The peripheral heart action system. What type of resistance training alternates heavy resistance exercises with an explosive power exercise that is biomechanically similar in movement? Complex training? What term refers to the phenomenon by which acute muscle force generation is increased as the result of the inner contraction of the muscle? Post-activation potentiation. All right, chapter 20, lesson 5, safety. 8:25 right now, 4 pages. Should take me 20-30 minutes. So I'm gonna kill this lesson and I'll be back. All right, chapter 20, lesson 5 is done. 8:34, 2 questions, here we go. True or false? The certified personal trainer is encouraged to squat at the client's elbows instead of the wrists when using dumbbells in a dumbbell shoulder press to provide better support for the lifter. That is false. Spot at the wrists. Which of the following is a process that involves expiring against a closed windpipe, creating additional intra-abdominal pressure and spine stability? Valsalva maneuver. Guidelines for resistance training, lesson 6, 8:35, 5 pages. See you guys in a little bit. I want to kill this really quick. I'll be back. All right, chapter 20, lesson 6 is done. 8:38, it didn't take me that long. We're just going to do the test. It's only 2 questions. Here we go. Which of the following provides greater demands on core stability and proprioception by progressing from bilateral to unilateral movements using slow repetition tempos and high repetition schemes? Stabilization focused exercise. Match each term with the correct description. Proprioception, the body's ability to naturally sense its general orientation and relative position of its parts. Bilateral, relating to 2 sides of the body. Unilateral, relating to 1 side of the body. Resistance training exercises, lesson 7, 8:39, 7 pages. It's not going to take me that long. Most of these are just pictures. So I'm going to kill this really quick and I'll see you guys in like not even that long, maybe like 5 minutes. So I'll be back. Yeah, chapter 20, lesson 7 is done. 8:42, 2 questions. Here we go. True or false? When performing a ball squat curl to press exercise, the client should lean back into the ball throughout the squatting motion, relying on it for support. True. Which of the following total body exercises targets many muscles of the posterior chain, including the gluteus maximus and shoulder retractors, such as the posterior deltoids and rhomboids? I think it has to be single leg squat to row. All right, chapter 20, lesson 8, resistance training exercises. More exercises, 8:34. 4 pages. Here we go. While performing the ball cobra exercise, which of the following instructions should the certified personal trainer provide to the client? Externally rotate the arms so the thumbs are pointing up toward the sky. When performing rows, how should a client initiate the movement? Retracting and depressing the shoulder blades. All right, guys, chapter 20, lesson 10 is done. 8:52, chapter 20, lesson 10 is done. Only 2 questions. Here we go. True or false? Performing shoulder external rotation with tubing helps strengthen the subscapularis. I don't think it's external. I think this is false. Which of the following exercises consist of these 3 parts: a Y, T, and A position, a scaption, shoulder abduction, and cobra? Ball combo 1. All right, lesson 10 is done. Chapter 20, lesson 11, 8:53, 4 pages. Resistance training exercises. I'll be back. I'll see you guys in a little bit. It's not going to take me that long. I'll see you in like 3 minutes. Chapter 20, lesson 11 done. 8:55, 2 questions. Here we go. When performing a single leg dumbbell curl, which of the following ensures proper scapular stability, placing more emphasis on the biceps musculature? I'm going to say keeping the scapula retracted. True or false? To decrease stress on the elbows when performing a standing barbell curl, the client should use a very wide grip. False. Resistance training exercises. Chapter 20, lesson 12, 8:56, 3 pages. See you guys in like 2 minutes. All right, chapter 20, lesson 12 is done. 8:58, 2 questions. Here we go. True or false? Using a rope when performing cable pushdowns may help decrease the risk of elbow pain. That is true. Which of the following best describes proper hand position when performing a close grip bench press? I'm going to say slightly outside shoulder width apart. Inside, damn it. Resistance training exercises, chapter 20, lesson 13, 7 pages, 9 o'clock. I think this is the last lesson before the last lesson before the summary. I'll see you guys in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna kill this. I'll be back. Chapter 20, lesson 13 is done. 9:02. 2 questions. Here we go. Which of the following exercises helps strengthen the gastrocnemius, soleus, and plantar flexor muscles? Calf raise. True or false? When performing the dumbbell squat exercise, the client's feet should be positioned hip width apart. True. False. All right, chapter 20, lesson 14, the summary. You already know we're going to skip that. Oh, I forgot to tell you, since this is the end of a section, we do have to do that whole section quiz, and it's like 50 questions. So after the chapter 20 quiz is done, we're going to do that. But I'm not going to show you guys any of that. We're just going to time skip it, and then I'll show you what I got at the end. So here we go, chapter 20 quiz. What is defined as the enlargement of skeletal muscle fibers in response to being recruited to develop increased levels of tension as seen in resistance training? Hypertrophy. What muscles does the tubing shoulder internal rotation exercise primarily target? Internal rotation, I'm going to say sub. What is an example of an individual in the alarm reaction stage of the general adaptation syndrome? The person is experiencing delayed onset muscle soreness. Which of these exercise targets the triceps musculature? Closed grip bench press. What is the finished hand position when performing the ball cobra exercise? I think it's palm facing down or thumbs pointing up. Damn it. A client performs a heavy squat exercise followed by a set of squat jumps. What type of resistance training is being used? That's a superset, no? A giant set? Complex training, alright. Which option is an inaccurate description of the Valsalva maneuver? I think it's this one. It is a recommended technique for those with hypertension. A client is performing a barbell squat exercise. How should a fitness professional squat their client? They squat underneath the client's armpits. What is defined as an individual's level of effort compared to the maximal effort, which is usually expressed as a percentage? I think it's intensity. What is a characteristic of type 1 muscle fibers? I think type 1 muscle fibers are fast twitch. Alright guys, I got 70. The average was 75. I think I still kind of passed. It is 9:07 right now. I have to do the section 5 review quiz. That is 50 questions. 9:07 right now. I'll see you guys whenever I'm done, so I'll be back. Alright guys, section 5 review, section 5 practice test is done. 9:20 right now. I got a 54. The average was 75. I absolutely fucking failed. Honestly, it was a lot of lessons and I didn't remember most of the stuff, but when I did get it wrong, I was like, oh, I was wrong. It was that. So yeah, I have to take a shit now. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for chapter 21. 3 chapters away from finishing. This is it. And I'm almost done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. See you tomorrow.